Hello, hello. So that's working. Hello. I'm trying to get this feed to work because for some reason my A10 mini is not working. So the only thing you can see is my webcam, and that kind of sucks. And I don't know how to fix it. Anyway, guys, Aura Ring 3, I guess I should be looking up here. Aura Ring 3, let me scoot it this way a little bit. Oura Ring just dropped their newest Oura Ring, Oura Ring 3. And me and a bunch of my YouTube friends that do this are all kind of going nuts because they literally haven't posted anything on their social media. There was one guy, I guess, that they paid to do the announcement. He dropped everything. Aura Ring still hasn't dropped anything. I signed up to be notified by Aura. I still haven't gotten an email. There's nothing on their website about new technology, but you can go onto the Aura Ring website and pre-order the new one. And on the website, I wish I could show you this. I can't because my switcher isn't working. You, there's literally no mention of new technology or anything like that. It just like you would not know it's brand new and it has new technology unless you like did this and like researched all of this all the time. So, is there a new Aura Ring? There is. I wish I could pull up that information for you. Maybe I'll do it on my iPad real quick. Just no, I won't because my iPad's dead. This morning has been just an absolute shit show. But let's go over some of the new information that we've got. You can pre-order it now. From what I've heard, it's $2.99 or $3.99 to pre-order, and then there's a subscription on top of that. That's what I that's what I've heard from some of my friends that are doing this. All right, so uh apparently they added brand new sensors, but they don't mention it anywhere. It tracks your temperature, which it did before. It tracks blood oxygen now. It will track like a period for like women's health. There's really not much new to this new Aura Ring, other than the subscription model, some new sensors, and blood oxygen sensing. Everything else seems like it's just the same. Uh, there's a website called Fit Insider, a blog, and he was the person that dropped all of this. It packs 3 times the number of sensors, 32 times the memory of its predecessor. Let's see. There's still no way to track activity during activity, which is just I don't get it. I mean, I do get it. The Aura Ring just doesn't care about that, I guess, and that's fine. It's kind of like why Whoop doesn't measure steps taken. They just don't think it's that important. So, Aura Ring obviously thinks it's not that important. All right, so 299 plus a 599 monthly subscription. So they did the subscription thing. I think that's going to piss off a lot of people, um, especially since you have a charge on top of that. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Uh, I wish I could respond to you. I don't know how to do it on here. Somebody said, hello from India. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Wearable Wars. Punch them. So that's all we've got. There's like maybe the reason they didn't announce it is because it's so underwhelming. Like this is a very, from what I can see, this is a very, very minor upgrade from its predecessor. It's got more sensors, so it's going to be a little bit more accurate. It's got more data, so it can hold on to data longer and be a little bit faster. There's some very minor tweaks that have come to the app. Like all of this other than the sensors literally could have been an update. So there's nothing on battery life. It's oh wait a sec, it did say like 7-day battery life, but that's what it had previous. No vibration on the ring. I'll wait till the 4. There's nothing, Scott, thank you for the question. There's nothing that I have found, especially if I go to the site. Hopefully, this is still live streaming. Let me go to Oura Ring real quick. There's nothing that I saw. Oh, here we go. Oh, never mind. It's still, there's nothing that tells you anything new. Yeah, Scott, I don't think so. So Whoop 4.0, oh, for sure. I think Whoop 4.0 like just widened the gap even more. Oura Ring had a competition benefit of not having a subscription. That's literally the reason why people would jump from Whoop to Oura Ring or just like go there to begin with. There was a competitive advantage for not being a subscription. And now that they're going to subscription, I it really doesn't make sense, especially when you have to buy the ring on top of that. I could be totally wrong about the on top of purchase, but from everything I've read so far, it is it's looking like it's 299 plus a subscription. My friend Shervin just said that active HR tracking is real. Well, Aura, why don't you say anything about it? I'm going back to Oura Ring. Let's see, 3 daily scores, rise your potential, 24/7 heart rate monitoring. Yeah, but that doesn't 7 temperature sensors, heart rate. Coming in late 2021, workout heart rate. Now we've got workout heart rate. All right, so it's there. Record your heart rate during workouts and receive post-exercise insights. I don't know, something about that. This something tells me that this is not exactly what I'm expecting to see. So they've done some updates to their app. This is again, this is something they could have had in the second Aura Ring, and it would have just been an update. It wouldn't have been actually hardware. It wouldn't have been a hardware update. It would have just been a software update. It introduces 7 temperature sensors. 7 temperature sensors are great, but it's still at the very edge of your body. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be representative of the temperature throughout your entire body, right? Like I can take my hand and shove it under my pillow and affect the temperature that way. And that deviation of temperature might tell Oura Ring that this is something that I should be concerned about when it shouldn't be. I have the same issue with Whoop, right? Like I don't understand why you're tracking temperature at a periphery. If you had a heart rate monitor and that could change something from your core or your head, that's a little bit better. But I think trying to monitor temperature on a periphery and saying that it matters, I think is kind of dumb. I think Whoop literally just got influenced by all the other wearables that are adding temperature sensors. And they were like, well, shit, we got to do it because everybody else is, even though it's unnecessary. And now that you have 7 sensors to track temperature, I don't, yeah. So they've got a new one. What other questions do you guys have on Oura Ring? Let's see. All day HR, better workout, green LED. So they introduced new sensors, one of which is the green LED, which helps with measuring blood oxygen saturation. So the SpO2. That one's pretty good. And most of these companies are adding that because of COVID, right? Like that's one strong indicator of COVID is respiratory rate and blood oxygen saturation starts to respiratory rate increases, blood oxygen saturation drops. Whenever you go into the hospital, they put that little thing on your finger and they're going to measure that. But let's see, new subscription, but Gen 2 users who upgrade are supposed to be free lifetime. Not sure why they haven't posted yet. Yeah, I mean, like I'm hopping onto their Instagram now. I gotta be honest, I feel like Oura Ring really, really dropped the ball. Yeah, no mention yet. There's nothing on Oura Ring's Instagram. Website really doesn't do much. I'll be honest. I think Oura Ring didn't do enough to be like, hey, we're going to make this a huge event. And so they kind of slipped it under the rug. Some tells me they probably didn't want people to know about the subscription. It's a very cheap subscription. If you are, well, let's talk about this. Should you get the Whoop 4.0 or the Oura Ring 3.0? I don't think Oura Ring is going to be a viable workout solution. So if you're really interested in during activity, or if workouts are your priority, if like improving, if you are looking to improve your fitness and become more fit and more healthy, well, healthy is kind of broad spectrum. If you're looking to become more fit, I think Whoop 4.0 is still the way to go. If you're looking to just get into wearables and do it as cheaply as possible, I don't think you go either, but you would probably go Oura Ring more than you would Whoop. Scott, yeah, slipped it under the rug to get this subscription going. I think so. I think they're honestly just, both of these are being manufactured and produced at the same time, the Whoop and the Oura Ring, right? Like they probably knew a little bit about what each other was doing, but not a bunch. And Whoop drops a month and a half ago, and everything was kind of like a pretty big upgrade, other than battery life. Right? They did so many big things. They're dropping clothing. They're doing so much, and I think Oura Ring is just slightly underwhelming. Like they've got some hardware upgrades, not much to the sensor, to the memory, like the 32 gigs of memory or whatever they're putting in there. But it really doesn't go beyond that. Like everything else could have been a software update, and they just didn't do it. Like if you're tracking heart rate to do recoveries and everything else, you need an update to make it active, and they just chose not to. And now they're doing it. So that's a big software update. Anyway, yeah, it just seems really underwhelming. So if it were me, and I wanted to get better at fitness, I would go with the Whoop 4.0. If I wanted, yeah, I don't. Maybe Aura is a little better at sleep. I've never seen such a huge discrepancy between the two to be like, oh, Aura is definitely the way you go for sleep. Like on their website, they're not pushing sleep as much as they used to. Now they're pushing these temperature sensors more than anything else. And I think that's a really, unless I see the data that says testing on the very edge of your body, the end of your periphery, like that actually is relative to overall temperature change. Until then, I just don't see 7 temperature sensors like really being anything. It not mattering that much. I think measuring temperature, whether it's from Oop's wrist or Oura Ring's finger, I don't think it really matters. And I think that's kind of I would hope you as the buyer does not get caught up in that. Right. So they're doing pre-orders. Shervin just pre-ordered. Let's see, where would they? Or Shervin's doing some digging. So battery and power, 4 to 7 days of battery life, full charge in 20 to 80 minutes. Nothing there has changed. Bluetooth low energy, that hasn't changed. Actually, I think it has. Automatic firmware updates for EMF safe and allows airplane mode. Again, Katie Type A says, by the way, I've had my same ring for 3 years and can't get more than 1 day. Can't get more than 1 day charge anymore. It's true. I've noticed that my ring takes longer and longer to charge now. Do battery powers. Nice. How do you do that? Die fully. And my battery is dying much quicker. You got to remember that the Oura Ring's got a very tiny battery in it. Yeah, interesting. What do you guys think? We've got a few people joining us. Thanks for the questions. Hello from India, Daryl. Hopefully you got all of that. Right now, I've got a kid to take to school. And none of the components to make this live stream looked as good as it could. So I'm kind of like in that like rush. And I'm still trying to find all of the information I can to relay to you. Or has just done such a horrible job at presenting it. Like Whoop did a big announcement. They told you everything that was new. Oura Ring's Instagram has not updated. I reached out and I was like, where is it? Like, where's the announcement? They haven't updated anything. If I go to Oura Ring on here on my phone, you've got like this, but so the website's different, but it does not tell you that this is a brand new Oura Ring. It does not mention, there's no saying like, hey, this is what it used to be, and now it's different. That way you know the difference. So you've just got to know. Thankfully, I do. 27 heart rate guided sessions more. Almost all of this looks exactly the same, other than a few new sensors and a couple of software updates. But for the most part, I'd say the biggest update to the software is the during workout activity monitoring. And something tells me by the way they're wording this, it's not exactly what we think. You know, am I going to pre-order it? Probably not. I'm going to be like, you can't return it, right? And so I'm out $300 plus a monthly subscription for something I will inevitably not use because I really need during workout monitoring, and Whoop gives me that, and Oura Ring now does, but I don't know. I'm gonna wait to see what other people think. What do you guys think I should do? Daytime heart rate, learn how your body responds to daily habits. It looks like it's got GPS, some GPS tracking. There's a picture. You probably can't see that, but you can see the map now. Workout heart rate, record your heart rate during workouts. See, that doesn't say view the heart rate during workouts. They're saying record your heart rate. Maybe it's going to record everything and then allow you to see your workout after you're done. And now it's going to have like a workout section rather than just did you meet an activity goal? But something tells me you're not going to be able to see it during, because it says record your heart rate during workouts and receive post exercise insights, meaning like after you're done, that's when you're going to be able to view all of this data, see how your physical activity affects your Aura scores. I really don't think you're going to be getting any during activity insight. And again, that's like a big one for me. Training is a part of it, like knowing your heart rate, especially for people that do endurance work and they need to stay in some sort of like heart rate zone. This is not the one for them because they're not going to see it. So with its precise research grade temperature sensors, so here's the other thing, like yeah, maybe these sensors are really good at sensing temperature shifts. But does that mean that that data was tested on the finger, or was it just the sensor that was tested? Because these sensors could be incredibly accurate, but if they weren't tested on the finger over a long period of time, that doesn't necessarily mean that the data it's acquiring is going to be relative to your actual health. We got some questions here. If there was no subscription, is Aura worth the buy? Daryl, again, are you just looking to improve your overall health, or is fitness and training a bigger part of the reason you would buy a wearable? If it's overall health, sure, the Oura Ring. If it didn't have the subscription, or even if it does, like the subscription doesn't necessarily bother me because it's $6 a month. If that's your limiting factor, I would look at other subscriptions that you have that aren't doing you any good, right? Like your health is one of your most valuable assets on top of time. So if there was no subscription, is the Aura worth the buy? But if fitness is way more important to you, then I would go Whoop. What is the subscription requirement? BS. Not going to buy if you can't buy a lifetime membership. Leo, that's just the way things are, right? Like you can do it with Apple Watch, right? But Apple Watch is going to essentially give you a new product every single year. So that's their way of avoiding the subscription cost. Plus, they have different apps that you can buy fitness related that are going to incur subscription costs. You could go Fitbit if that's the way you want to go. For me, again, I don't see subscriptions being such a bad thing. I get that it's like I want to own my product. There's so many things that I'm subscribed for, and it would be great if I could do that, but I don't know. It's not a huge hindrance. I would say, is the product going to fix the issue you have? Is it going to solve a problem? Is it going to add value to your life? Is the 6, 7, even $30 worth it then? If it's not, cool. But if it is, like, I wouldn't worry about the subscription, you know, thing. That's just me. Or if it is, if subscription is your limiting factor because of cost, are there other subscriptions that are 6 or $7 like Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever that you could scrap and then get the Oura Ring, which would probably make a bigger difference in your life than those? I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure there's somebody out there that you could be like, "Hey, give me your password so I can log in every once in a while." I have the Whoop. My wife is looking for something just for overall health. If it's just overall health, I've heard the new Fitbit 4, the Charge 4 is pretty damn good. And they're relatively cheap. Like the Fitbit, I want to say the newest one, I think is about 150 bucks. So if it's overall health, like what is overall health? Does she want to improve recovery? Does she want to improve her sleep? Like what are the markers that she's looking to improve? If it's those, then yeah, you could go, charge. This is interesting. I'm still digging in here. Your body temperature is key to understanding your body signals, and Aura uses temperature data to predict your period each month. You guys know how I feel about this. Temperature sensors on the very edge of your body aren't indicative usually of whole body temperature. Let's see. So nap detection. So it's got nap detection now. That's nice. Whoop has nap detection, just FYI. Guided audio. So this is something that Oura Ring has, and I'm not sure if a lot of people are using it, but guided audio sessions, videos, more, all when it comes to meditation. So if meditation and relaxation is a big part or a big deal to you, that's something you want to improve, do more of. Oura Ring has that built in, which is kind of nice. It'll give you like breathing sessions. It's there. You can also go to YouTube and do that. You can do that. You don't need to buy an Oura Ring to do that. Just FYI, there are a lot of programs that do that. If that's really important, none of this other stuff is important. What is the app that I use? Is it? I can't remember it, but there was like a meditation app that I had. That was Headspace. Headspace is worth every dollar. So if you want to get better at meditation, mindfulness, healthy mental states, like Headspace might be a better way to go than anything. I agree with your view about subscriptions, but still, I personally try to avoid all those kind of services. I hope they give the option to buy a lifetime membership. It's not going to happen. Sorry, Leo. I believe it would boost sales. Well, that's the thing. They're making you buy the product and then a subscription on top of that. So as the business goes, they need some sort of reoccurring revenue stream, right? Because like once you buy the product, it's yours, you have it. There's no obligation to buy anything else. That's why they're doing this subscription. They're going really cheap. But if they want to grow as a company, right? This is me as the business person talking, like they need reoccurring revenue. And the only way they can get that is through a subscription model. And that's why they're doing it. Thankfully, it's not that expensive, but you're having to do it 2 times. That's why Whoop just does the subscription model. Like you pay a little bit more, and that is their growth. And if you look at Whoop's growth compared to Oura Ring's growth, it's like night and day. They're totally different. Now Whoop on top of that is doing something to get even more revenue, but it's actually really smart of them, and that's the clothing line. So you're not going to get a lifetime membership. Sorry, it's just not. Once people go to a subscription, they just don't go back because of that reoccurring revenue stream. Like Oura Ring's either going to tank or they're going to continue to make money off of you with the subscription. They might make it less and less and less. Maybe they increase it over time. Chances that they make it less is almost nil. They're just going to make it more. I feel bad about the Gen 2 owners getting a lifetime membership if upgrading. So, from what I've heard, if you just purchased a Gen 2 and your lifetime, it should be free. We'll see. Again, this is Oura Ring totally dropping the ball because there's zero information out there on whether or not that's the case. Just so you know, 7:52 my time. I got a jet in 8 minutes, so I'm going to keep going until that time runs out, and then we're going to go. Many have asked for. Let's see. And does anyone know what you get for the subscription? Let's see. I'm on like a little group chat with a bunch of other like fitness YouTubers. And so they're doing research while we're doing this. Let's see. Same charger. Shervin just posted a tweet. Many have asked for an Oura Ring review with the new Oura Ring 3 announced a few minutes ago. Now it seems time to do this. First impressions long. DC Rainmaker. He's like one of the biggest like YouTubers that does this. Mask and shirt. So DC Rainmaker is going to be having, let's see, let's hop onto YouTube real quick. Let's see if DC Rainmaker's Oura Ring review is out there. DC Rainmaker. Did you just post it? Videos. No, nothing yet. He hasn't posted it yet, but I'm sure he will a little later today. So I would stay tuned for that. Oh, yeah. Shervin was just mad that he got one. It's like, listen, dude, he's got 1 million followers. Of course he's gonna have one. Yeah, so as far as I can tell, again, you're going to have a $299 or $399, depending on the ring, or a $999 because you can get the one with a diamond. Dumb. You can get those, right? That's like your initial buy price if you don't already have an Oura Ring 2. And then it's going to be $599 on top of that. If you have the Oura Ring 2, from what I've heard, it's a free upgrade to 3, but it looks like the subscription is going to be on top of that. Literally just like Soundscapes. So, what you get. So, yeah, it's really interesting. I'm more than anything else, listen, I'm going to give you a little insight as to my relationship with some of these companies, like being I hate this term, influencer, right? Like my job has turned me into this influencer and I hate it. But some companies really value the people like me that do videos like this because it drives a tremendous amount of sales. They value it. So they want to get it into the hands of people like me, or at least give us as much information as possible so that when we do a video, you, the buyer, knows everything. Oura Ring, however, doesn't give a shit about anybody from the sense I've got. All of their audience is in the dark. The people that work with them or try to work with them are in the dark. I can't tell you how many times I've reached out to Oura Ring and they just don't respond. They don't care. And yeah. Oh, Amanda, any word on orders not going through? Yeah, their site has crashed a couple of times. Let's see. Let me read what Shervin just said because he just pre-ordered his. Let's see. In the payment session, I think this. I can't get through payment. How are you going live, Brandon? Oh, Katie, I didn't see that. Let's see. Your order's been placed. Your 6-month free trial membership will start when you get an Oura Ring. Okay, so you're getting a 6-month free trial membership. So it sounds like after 6 months, that's when the subscription is going to start to go. But from what Shervin just said, there's nothing on top of that $699. Like you're not getting anything special for your $699. Like there's not like a pro. You're going pro or whatever. Let's see. Finally pre-ordered. So it looks like you can pre-order. Shervin says he couldn't do a firm or anything like that they used to do. It charged it all at once. Yeah. So any word on orders not going through at the moment? Yeah, because their site is crashing. And to quote my friend, they are a hot mess, which they are right now. I think Oura Ring really, really dropped the ball. So I bet the only thing that will come out of this is DC Rainmaker's video pretty soon. I think DesFit, he's another really big YouTuber in the space. He'll probably have one. That's about it. I don't think you'll even see a video from Oura Ring on what's going to happen on YouTube. I don't think you're going to see any of that. I certainly, they won't respond to me. They're not responding to any of my other friends that do this. Uh, yeah, Oura Ring just, if I'm being honest, I think Oura Ring is really just kind of embarrassed about their update, and they're giving you some fake fire right now, and they're really just trying to lay low because they probably don't want a bunch of comparisons. But I will be doing one. I will try to get my hands on one, um, and maybe do a comparison. I've also been thinking about a new Whoop video because in some ways, some of the direction that Whoop is taking does concern me. So I'm going to be doing a video on that. Daryl, yeah, thank you for your expertise, dude. My pleasure. Thanks for joining me. This was the most rushed live stream I've done, the most hodgepodge live stream, and it's the biggest live stream I've ever done. 20 people. Someday I would love to get to 100. That'd be freaking rad. We've got 18 on here. That just makes me happy. You've got 4 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. Any final questions? I literally got 1 minute and then I got a jet. So if you've got a question, throw it up. I will hurry and answer it. If not, I got to bounce. But that was fun. All right. We got to quit. Thank you. Will measure temperature minimum at night. I don't know what you mean by that. Do we already know whether Aura 3 will measure temperature minimum at night? Do you mean like a base temperature? I'm not sure. They've got 7 temperature sensors and they're making a big deal out of it. So they're going to be measuring temperatures, and how temperature sensing works is they have to establish like a temperature passport, right? They've got to establish like what is a norm for you. And so that when you have deviation, they can measure against that. The best time to do it is at night. Again, it's heavily influenced by you taking your hand and sticking it under a cold pillow. So that's why I don't think it's that great of an idea. But there's my answer. Did I get my Whoop 4.0 yet? No, I didn't. And because of supply chain issues, like you're seeing this across the board, like people are getting upset about Whoop not shipping it out when they said. My wife, I don't involve my wife a lot in this because I want my success to be my success. I know maybe that sounds pretty petty, but my wife owns a massive company, massive like health and nutrition company. And they make their own like salad dressings. And I'm just giving you this as an example so you understand supply chain a little bit better. She could have like 80,000 bottles made and then wait for 8 weeks because China still doesn't have the raw aluminum material to make a bottle cap. And so you might have the whole thing done, but you're waiting on one specific part because they're not being all made in-house. It's not financially, fiscally viable to do so. And Whoop is in the same predicament where parts are being made differently. And so supply chain issues are real. You're seeing that when you go to the grocery store. Lots of things are sold out, like Diet Coke. You can't get a freaking Diet Coke anywhere because supply chain issues are massive. It totally makes sense that their predicted 6 to 8 weeks was based on a certain number of units. But now that it's far exceeded that because the demand was so high, shipping times are now like 13 weeks. I would love to see my Whoop 4.0. My buddy Shervin, who I've mentioned a bunch of times, just got his. His showed up on the 21st. So they are shipping, but mine, I still haven't gotten an update. I might not see it till the 1st of January, which really sucks. I do have a really good relationship with Whoop, but because of supply chain issues, they've said they can't even send me one. and like I'm pretty good friends with one of the higher ups there. And so if they can't send me one, it's real. Like they're not dogging me. Like the only videos I've done that have had like really big views and have helped Whoop out a lot are all Whoop videos. So you would think they would send me one. But anyway, I've got to jet because I'm on school duty. I've got to take my little kid to school. You guys are great. Let me know if you want to do more of these. Just hit me up. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to leave this here and you can ask me questions there. All right. So if you didn't get a question answered, Brandon, spell performance right. There we go. If you didn't get a question answered, feel free to send it to me on Instagram. We'll get it answered for you. David V, thanks for the update. No problem. All right. I will catch you later. Peace.